Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Direwolf20's 1.16 pack. Today we're going to improve the Mekasuit enough to deal to that Gaia Guardian boss, get a couple of cool trinkets out of it, and upgrade our Void Miner to the 5th tier. Alright, so in between episodes I thought I would just fight a couple of Gaia Guardians. The second one, just get some of those charm things, the epic, whatever these things are called. What are they? Relics. But however, I got killed by the Guardian of Gaia. So I was looking into ways we can probably get some better regeneration. There's a couple of things I want to try. One is not this thing, the inhalation purification unit, which apparently stops potion effects, and by the sound of it, potentially wither is one of them. So we're going to make this, and I was looking at this botanical brewery. Now this is pretty easy to craft. Red mana is just some mana steel and a mana pearl, and this guy will let us make an incense stick. Pretty easy to make, and you can, using the botanical brewery, infuse them, and this would give us 25 minutes of regeneration too. And I think that combined with this inhalation purification unit, and also a what's the bow, the electric bow. We're going to whip up one of these. I don't know how much damage these actually do, but it looked kind of cool. So we might make the bow first because it looks pretty simple. And can we... So we can't... Oh. Interesting. Oh, fire mode. And I'm picking... Fire mode means like literal fire. So... Does this use arrows? Seems to. Does it use arrows if we don't have any? Okay, so I'm not sure what the advantage is of the electric bow. I'm going to assume it's more damage. But yeah, it's weird that we can't modify it. I assume we could enchant it. We can't enchant it. So you can't put power on this bow? Oh, you can. Power 3. I mean, power 4 would be nicer. So we'll see how much damage this is going to do. But the incense stick. I'm not sure how many gas tiers we've got. This is an incense stick. And then we just need a netherwort, a gas tier, and glowstone. I haven't used this before, but I'm assuming we can put that in there. And we put in the different components. And I'm going to assume it probably needs mana. And I think this is doing something. It looks like something's happening. Ah, yes, it looks like there's kind of a progress bar happening. Well, I mean, it looks like it's going to be finished soon. It does take a while. So the other thing I want to try and make is this inhalation purification unit. Looks like all we're missing is a scuba mask, which probably looks cool, just looking at it. It does. Is there a full scuba suit, or is that just... There's a scuba tank. Ah, cool. So we will... Oh! Looks like the incense stick worked. Incense stick worked. I'll put these guys back at the mana pools. So this can be worn as a necklace, I believe. Ooh, I would be wrong. Oh, we need an incense plate. Okay, I swear I read somewhere that something could be used as an amulet. But that's cool. It's an incense plate. I mean, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Incense plate. And I guess we want to set this up over by the the Gaia Guardian fight. So what are we waiting on for this? Nothing. It's going to use our hazmat suit mask, but that's fine. And I think this should stop the wither effect. I don't know if we can change anything in here. So remove neutral, true, remove harmful, true. Options. Ooh. Compass on. Compass off. We don't need a compass. Looks like I bumped the thing turning off the HUD anyway. So, yeah. Oh, and I'm also working on tier 5 components. And actually, if we look in here, we've got 70 of these ionite interconnects, which is how many we need for the structure frames. So we can make the tier 5. Probably make the tier 5 crystal miner. Because Atheum I think is fine. I just saw there's a reply to one of the comments on YouTube. Somebody was asking how you get mica. And I said, from what I understand, you can only get it from the end. Because I'd read that somewhere. But you can also get it from the nether. And apparently there was a Discord post. It was on episode 31 in the comments, if you want to try and find it. There was a list there. And yeah, it just shows you what you can get where. And actually, Nanorite and Zerothium, I think can only come from the end. So I'm going to have to move my crystal miner anyway, once we get tier 6, which is going to be the next tier. Now, if we get some of these energy upgrades, can we get like 8 of them? Missing module bases. That's the thing I should know. Now we're missing some HDPE sheets, which to be fair, we've probably got. We got a bunch of these pellets. Nice. And actually, we could probably do that, and then we'd end up with... We end up with HDPE pellets in there. Because... I don't think there's anything we use them for. Some rods, which we used to make a plastic, which doesn't look like it's used for anything. Yeah, we don't use any of the unprocessed HDPE. Now we did happen to get lucky with how many we had. We might not with this round. Yeah, it's going to actually block one of our slots in here, but that's fine. I'm not too bothered about that. And we'll just chuck these in a couple of things. Like our boots can get to... Oh, we're also being limited. Oh, I'm holding another one. Nice. Helmet. I mean, might as well do pants. We're actually being limited by how much power we can output now. Because this guy... And actually, I better go check the reactor. I did turn him up as high as he goes in terms of burn rate. So he has now a burn rate of 3, which is right at the red. You can't actually set it any higher than this. I tried setting it at like 3.1 to see if it would melt down, but no. We obviously could install more things inside to produce more nuclear stuff, but we're fine. We got some polonium, and we should probably think about... I don't know how much more polonium we actually need in terms of liquid polonium. And this guy's 95% full as well. Now, I don't think you can move these, because this had some polonium in it, and I broke him and placed him down over here, and he didn't have anything in him afterwards. I do wonder if we can use a cardboard box. Seems like no. You can't. They stop you from putting that in a cardboard box. That's, yeah. I don't think we can move this without it spilling the radiation everywhere. So I guess we'll just keep doing this sort of thing. Oh, and then he'll end up with some... So he's got 500 millibuckets of nuclear waste. If we break him, place him here, he's got nothing in him. So I'm picking, when you break these, nuclear waste would go in the environment, and we've got 62 buckets of spent nuclear waste in there, so we don't want to do that. So that's interesting that you can't get rid of nuclear waste like that. So we're going to end up with just a big pile of nuclear waste beside our reactor, which I guess is kind of cool. But it would be nice to be able to at least move it. And maybe you can pipe it out the bottom of these guys into something, but I don't know what. But I mean, he's running fine. We're producing 154,000 RF a tick. We'll stop him because I want to, before we go and attempt to fight the Gaia boss again, I'd like to upgrade the power in this guy. Specifically the induction providers, because I was getting to the limit of what they could output. And I mean, we may as well see what we can do in terms of upgrading these to just hold a bunch more power. Because I still think if this was to get full, it could be bad. And we probably want to auto-craft this. I don't know how well this auto-crafting is going to work. To craft. So it's going to craft more of these induction cells, which isn't what we want. Then we do want some energy cubes, so we have a bunch of these different induction cells. 7, 8. So that's going to make 2. We could make 6 advanced induction cells, and we just ran out of power. That makes sense. Let's set these quickly to this network, just so we've got enough power to do this crafting. So cells we would need. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just to get the ones that won't auto-craft nicely. So we've got 6 of these energy cubes. There we go. We'd need 24 energy tablets. And then we can craft these like this. And it's just going to be a bit funny because they've all got like a little bit of power in them. So we got these advanced induction cells. We're going to put them in here. We got another 15 would be good. I don't know if we've actually got the stuff for that. No, we're missing a whole heap of steel. Let's just get a couple of these providers. So we need one more of these. Actually, these should craft nicely because they don't store power. Then we'd end up with one of these, which has an output rate of 800,000 RF a tick, and that's going to be enough. I mean, it'd be good to get a couple more of these. This should hold a bunch more. So they hold 3.2 each. That holds 25, so it's about twice as much as the 4 individual ones. So this should hold a bunch more power. And now this is holding, yeah, a bunch of power. And we can switch this guy back to the generator network. And they're actually going to be running at full speed because yeah, we're filling up this guy. So I'm putting 100,000 RF a tick. Had I disabled the limit on this? The limit's disabled on that. Potentially. Oh, because I turned the reactor off. 272,000 RF a tick. Nice. So I also didn't grab my incense stick. Did I put it in here? I put it in here. So do you know what the radius is on this? Let's check this here. And actually, yeah, well, so we got regeneration. And light it with a flint and steel. And now we should have regeneration 2. So if we're going to have regeneration, we kind of don't want it on this, but I don't think we can turn it off either. Nah, so maybe that's not going to work. Alright, shouldn't matter too much. If we didn't have the beacon, that might be better. But let's, you can't have that there. I thought that might happen. And we lost the incense stick. Well, yeah. Not that it seemed to work anyway. Alright. Enough mucking around. Let's see what this is like. Not that great. The bow is not that great. And hey, I think our breathing apparatus is actually stopping the wither. Yeah, without the wither getting us, this is pretty easy now. Oh, now he's in the spawn a bunch of mobs mode. We've got that magnet disabled as well. Yeah, this bow's not that good. Definitely our, this bow's way better. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, so the tetrabow is darn good, and it's actually got honing available. So I might even go do that. Bunch of Gaia spirits. It's cool that you get runes. Whoa, what was that? Will of... Oh. Cool. Not that I'm going to wear different armor. And we got another dice of fate. I'm going to do the honing on that bow, just to see if we get anything cool. And then I'll just do these other two Gaia things, and we'll just see what things we get out of the dice of fate, because it's pretty easy now, but electric bow, not that good. Alright, so I just finished off the two Gaia bosses, so we get a bunch of these dice of fate. Yeah, I think potentially the Mekasuit is pretty good defense-wise, but it was just wither was what was causing us trouble. Because that must bypass armor. Like, armor does nothing to protect against wither. Yeah, you do get a bunch of runes, which is cool, because I hate crafting runes. Not that they're that bad, just, I don't know. Something about it I don't like. We got a bunch of Gaia spirits. More of these things we can put on terrestrial helmets. A bunch of those immersive engineering things. But let's see what cool stuff we get out of these dice of fate. Ring of Loki. I don't know what that does. Oh, now we're sort of wondering, like, what do we give up? So what does this do, though? Can we see what Ring of Loki does? I mean, I don't really want to give up the health. Let's see what these other things are. Key of the King's Law. Okay. And we got the Fruit of Gaia. Relic, soulbound to me. To use an equipped Ring of Loki, begin by... Oh, I probably have to have it. I have to have it equipped. Sneak right click a block with an empty hand. Yeah, so we'd have to give up, like, the angel ring, which that's not going to happen. Aha. Then we can sneak right click down here, and then... Oh, and then I better read more of the book. Oh, and a block is placed while sneaking. Alright. Hey, that's pretty cool. Okay. And is this duplicating the dirt, or how does this work? So we got 47, we place this one, sneak right quick. Oh no, it doesn't duplicate it, it displaces it. Interesting. Well, that's kind of cool. What does... I mean, I think this King's Law thing is like a weapon. Yeah. We need to put this angel ring back on. That's pretty cool. Ah, I think because that area was claimed, it wasn't doing explosions. Oh no. Interesting. The fruit of Gaia. Ah. So it's a never-ending apple. So when we're hungry, we can eat this and it uses mana. Mysterious sailors, eh? To the southwest, these guys have just made a big mistake. You guys, you've picked the wrong colony to mess with. You really did. Alright, let's break that spawner. Cool. I like the boat. I really like the boat. But yeah, we've done that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. The last thing I think I'll do is just quickly whip up the next tier of Crystal Miner. Just so we can see it, because I imagine it's going to look pretty cool. It should fit in between these guys. We've got a gap of 2 on this side, a gap of 1. And I'm picking this guy's going to come up and across one, so that they will be touching, which I think should be fine. But yeah, I'll quickly demolish this. I think I've got enough of the next tier of frame, or enough of the stuff to make the next tier of frame. I'll still have to do the frequency modifier, so there'll be a little bit of work involved. But yeah, make the bits for that, assemble that, and yeah, that'll be cool. Did think I'd show you this. To get to tier 5 we need nether stars, so our 224 nether stars have come in quite handy right about now. So we get all these palladium frames. There's the 68. Actually we needed 70, didn't we? We need 70, unless we made... we could just make some IO blocks. I mean, that's fine. Let's get 2 of them. There's the 70 ironite structure thingies we need. I still need to upgrade these, so I'll do that, and I didn't make enough of them. How many does this take? This takes 16 modifiers. Oh yeah, we should have enough, because I think it only takes 4? Nope, it needs way more than that. Alright, so we're not going to have enough to make this stuff. Let's assemble this guy anyway. We'll leave these frequency modifiers for now. I'm not actually going to do anything because they're the wrong tier. But we'll just... and I might need some more panels. We need 36 panels. So we got heaps of panels. 36 panels. I'm sure tier 4 used a different number. 56 panels. 36 panels. This might be a bit of a different shape. So this might not be a good idea, but we're going to do it. Alright, now I turned off the ability for this to mine. Go. Go. Nice, and it didn't break anything. We're obviously missing some modifiers. Oh, I made one extra. And that'll go for a second before he stops because he'll get full. And I don't know if we can use this. No, we need another. What's the tool called? Configurator. Yeah, he won't be drawing heaps of power. 12,000. It's not bad because I don't think these frequency modifiers are actually doing anything because they're the wrong tier. So if we look at that, it's using 11,000. If we were to replace these with just null modifiers. Ah. Seems like it was doing stuff. Interesting. I swear that didn't work. With one of the other void miners. Get out of here, rats. Yeah, oh, that's cool. So that is working. I still need to upgrade those frequency modifiers anyway. And we should start getting, eventually the tier 6 Atheum crystal. But that'll take quite a while, I think. And I don't know if I'll go higher than this tier of void miner. Potentially we can use some of these other upgrades. Like I really don't know what a radiant modifier does. I should probably look some of this up. I think these are to do with the nanobot things, which I thought were a thing. Nanite void miner, maybe I'm mistaken. I know it was a thing in the old version, but there's still stuff like these nanorite wafers that aren't actually used for anything yet. So yeah, the mod isn't quite finished at this stage. But yeah, that's cool. Alright guys, we've improved our Mekasuit even further. Can hold a bunch of energy. We don't take negative potion effects, which is pretty cool. And yeah, that's pretty nice. We can easily defeat the second Gaia boss. And it's kind of, well, unless there's something in the end. And I just realized I had my window open, so there was probably a bit of traffic noise in the last couple of bits I recorded. My bad. But as I was saying, yeah, we can now defeat the second Gaia boss, which is pretty much, I think, as far as I'm aware, pretty much the hardest boss. I mean, no, we've still got the rats bosses, which I think are harder, and maybe it would be cool to check them out. That could be something cool to look into, just to test out this Mekasuit. But I think it's pretty overpowered. We should be fine. So, this has been Classic Duff. You've been watching the video. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.